All right, thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Kelly Weils and this is Beauty Booth. Like you know, or as you know, it is all about hair and we're looking at different hairstyles and how to maintain it. And today in studio, we have the lovely Purity from Braids by Purity, who has been with us since the week started, and we've been learning different ways of, styling our braids. Thank you so much, Purity, for keeping, staying with us right here in studio and learning different, ways of styling our braids.
You're welcome.
Yes, before we start first, please, I would like you to reintroduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Purity, Braids by Purity, by profession.
Yes.
Today we're going to be doing box braids. So I'll ask my model to turn around.
Yes. Yeah, so as our model turns around, box braids. Now, it's interesting having to, learning the fact that we have different kind of braids. And for this particular one, you've called it box braids. Why are they called box braids?
It's funny the way people think that box braids are called box braids just because they're done in 3 strands. They think that box braids are called box braids because of the sectioning, but they're not called box braids because of the sectioning. They're called box braids because they're done in 3 strands, and they form like a box feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wait and see because I believe until I see is when I will be able to understand it.
So just the sectioning does not give it the name.
All right.
Because if the sectioning would give it the name, then the ones we used to do earlier, the random ones, then we would call them over braids.
Okay, interesting.
Yes. So
now, another thing when it comes to fixing your braids, how do you go about it? What's usually the tip when it comes to fixing? Yes, braids. I know it's usually 3 strands that you usually make.
I've made 3 strands.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to hold my hair using this, my index and thumb finger. Then I'll twist it.
And twist. And it's through that your braid is going to be strong at the beginning.
Yes, and it's not going to be so tight for the client because we don't want to rip someone's hair. Yeah,
because there are those other people, because they cannot be able to have strong beginnings, they start by going around, like more of a twist, kind of. Then they continue.
They're called the hang-free braids.
Hang-free braids.
Yes, so but nobody wants that anymore.
Why? Old school styles
evolving? It has a lot of pressure when it comes to the hair root. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see.
So there's a way you're just supposed to twist it to hide the hair. You can see where the hair.
Yes.
But basically the hair is up to here. But you can see.
You can see.
Yeah.
So that also matters.
Because if you're not able to hide the ends, it's going to shoot out. Yeah.
Nice, because I can see your braid is very seamless.
They're called the knotless braids.
Wow. Okay. It is. There's a lot. Us, the men out here, and probably most of the ladies don't get to know all these terms that you use when it comes to identifying different kind of styles.
Yeah. But okay, they do know what they want. What they don't know is the terms to use.
Yes, the terms.
But as a stylist, you just understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, we're twisting it.
So then, for your case now, personally, how do you always make sure, like for example, when we have new hairstyles popping, how do you make sure that you are in the know as well?
Keep yourself out there. It's pro. Go to other salons and see where I always try out. Also Google and maybe when you see a style on TV, you just try it.
So it's all about you yourself pushing, more than pushing yourself to learn more than just what you got in school.
Yes.
All right.
Just like that. In school, they only teach the basics.
Then the rest is up to you.
The rest is up to you.
Well, I agree because I believe hair is in the creative industry. And
and
for
something
creative
that
industry,
changes.
Yes, there are changes. Every single time, changes coming up.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm just making sure that I'm holding all the strands in. Then I pull it down.
Yeah.
Twist it back. And then So there you have it.
Yeah, I can see. And it's not pulling the client's hair. Are you okay?
Very comfortable.
Okay, good.
By the way, as a client, whenever you feel like your hair is being pulled, you're supposed to say.
To say,
Yeah, that is if you value your hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see.
Yeah, I can see. It's
like-
totally hiding the hair, even when you turn it, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
the hair is
Making sure
in-
it's well inside.
Inside,
the
yeah.
knots. So these are some of the things when someone is usually taught when it comes to braiding. You don't just fix hair.
Yeah, you're taught how to braid,
Yeah. How to go about it.
how to go about it, yeah. And different types of braids, because there
Yeah.
are twists and other.
Like now, those ones, like we would use the layman way of identifying braids. Like people now have been thinking, like actually, I was one of those victims. Those that hairstyles or braids specifically are named by how they are sectioned.
sections,
Yeah.
no. They're named by how they're named by. Okay, for these ones, they call it box braids.
Yeah.
But just doing this, forget about the section.
yes,
This
that.
itself, it's a braid. Because when you're saying braiding, is cornrows is braiding.
Yeah. So you can say it's the art of,
Yes, just the art of sectioning.
Yes.
Doesn't quite define the name.
Okay.
So if you want to call them box braids because of how they're sectioned, maybe you say box sectioned
braids.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't leave the word
The
sectioned.
section, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I believe, especially beside this one and those which are triangle, we shall be looking at. It's like for those new ones. How did you get to know about them, or it was just like, okay, there's new style in town, people are coming up, they want this style. Which one is it? Let me go learn about it. So that's how you usually teach yourself when it comes to styles.
Yeah, because there's this style that like the ones that I have on. This is the latest trend.
Yes,
It's
which
called
we shall
the
be
boho,
talking
yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
You
we're
shall
gonna
tell
be
us what it is. It's nice.
Yeah. So you just Google it. You just find you find out. Some companies just come up with new braiding styles.
Yeah.
And if you just appear for the seminars, you can learn about how to
Oh, thank you.
to do that.
Yeah, so you always make sure you are in the know when seminars are coming up. You are
Yes.
there to go and watch the
To go and watch,
demos.
yeah, the demonstrations, and just that's how you're going to keep yourself
Yeah.
in the light.
All right. At least besides the other styles that we've been doing, that is the other days, Monday, Tuesday, at least this one is more of a style that one can stay for a longer time.
Yeah, but then you're not supposed to put them on for very, very long time.
How long should one stay with the braids? Because the other thing you remember, I know, there are those people whose hair really unraveled very fast. This is the kubomoka, if I was to use the Swahili word.
Yeah.
But there are those people whose hair quite takes some time before it unravels. So how long will you say the braids will take?
Okay, if your hair if you feel that, if it starts like
Loosening.
no, it's called what? Sagging.
Okay.
You're supposed to just undo it. But basically, between 3 to 4 weeks,
Yeah.
you're supposed to have already removed your braids.
Alright.
Because the more you stay with them, when they start sagging,
Sagging.
they start becoming heavy for the hair.
Oh, sagging is when now they literally become loose at the beginning, and now the braid is...
And now you can like comb.
Oh.
You see how the way dreadlocks people, they are normally done there.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not supposed to be having that.
Yeah.
It's not good for your hair. And when you're doing when your hair is being braided, just make sure it's well moisturized. Yeah, you can use a hair moisturizer.
Okay.
Because it's going to prevent your hair from breaking.
Okay, so that's a tip. So make sure your hair is well
moisturized. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe it also makes the hair look, neater.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing with dry hair, you cannot compare dry hair and well
moisturized hair.
Because the good thing with the well moisturized hair, it is shiny and it has that, the natural color of the hair, and it pops way better. And the food, this is another tip actually I discovered, especially for the men. I'm sorry guys, when you don't eat well, it can really show through your hair.
Yes.
How about for the ladies? I don't know. Especially, for the men is because they have the beard. So for them, if their beard is not growing uniformly, that could be a reason. The other, probably the hair looks quite thinner. So for the ladies, can you tell when a lady's hair is not as healthy and...
Yeah, because it starts changing the color and also breaking and having, we call it, and having alopecia.
Alopecia.
Yeah, that is falling off of hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you've had it. So make sure you eat food that are, food that is well balanced so it can give nutrients to your hair if you want to always have your hair well, slayed. It's very neat, like you say, making sure you hold every hair that you've sectioned.
Yeah.
So that's we can say that's a tip to having smart braids.
Yeah.
All right. And make sure your hair is clean too. I can tell that for sure because you have it well washed, straightened, then you can have your braids. All right, guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a very short commercial break, and then when we come back, because Purity needs to, rush a little bit. When we come back, we shall be able to see the complete look. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. It took some time on my end, but it was worth it because what the model looks like is beautiful. Look at this. Look at this amazing style. So you can take a spin a little bit. So as you can tell, I can show our guys how the braids look. Look at that. So beautiful, so neat. And just like you said, Purity, I can see. Just make sure your sections you hold every strand of your hair, and your braids will look so neat. And also the braiding, the way you did it.
Yeah, so nice and neat.
Yeah. I can see you added the white. So tell us about it.
The white is to take away the boredom of monochrome.
Yes.
One color sometimes tends to be a little bit boring and too obvious. So when you put the white, you do a pop in color.
Let me see on the other side if you can take a little bit. She's nice.
You see.
Yeah.
Now it's only on the crown area, so even when it comes to styling, it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, which we shall look at that later.
Yeah.
So when it comes to taking care of white braids, sometimes it's dusty season, sometimes like for her, foundation on, of which on my end, if I was to give professional advice regarding, white braids and having makeup on, and you have your braids coming to your face, just make sure you just set your makeup. That's it.
So that doesn't go to the hair.
Yeah, exactly. So how about on the other, besides just the makeup, how can you take care of your white hair? Your white braid, sorry.
Normally, basically on every braid, just make sure that your hair is well moisturized, because you tend to have some flakes, some dandruffs coming up. So as long as your hair is well moisturized, it's going to look so nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and spray them once in a while. Yeah.
To revive, because we have, what are they called? The braid refresheners?
Yes.
Or braid sprays?
Braid sprays, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So guys, what do you think of this amazing style? Will you rock it? What do you think about, having a brown and white? Because typically guys will go for black and white.
Black and white, yeah.
Yeah, but with hers, you can see it is coming through so nice. So guys, you can definitely share your thoughts, your comments regarding this hairstyle. We discuss about it, and share ideas of how you can amp this kind of hairstyle. And if you want Purity to take care of you, Purity, where can they find you?
Once again, social media, Facebook, Purity Nganga. Instagram, Purity_170 Nganga. Yeah, or use the hashtag of Purity, Braids by Purity.
And they'll definitely find you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, what do you think? I'm really loving this style. Nice and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's all for now. Until next time, slay us away.